E-minis. They're the same exact they're the same exact thing as the regular E-minis, just a smaller, more scaled down size. So the tick size is 0.25. The dollar value per tick is $1.25, and that equals $5 a point. So every point that you make on a micro, times however many contracts you have, that would be your profit. So the margin that you need for micros is substantially less than you would need for regular E-minis. So for a micro, and this varies across brokers, so it depends on the broker that you have, but these are pretty standard universal rates. The margin for that you need to trade a micro is just $50, while if you wanted to trade the regular E-mini, that's $500 per contract. So if I wanted to trade 4 micros, I would only need $200. If I wanted to trade 4 E-minis, I would need $2,000. So you can see, if you're a new trader, if you're trying to preserve your capital, if you are learning how to navigate futures, micros are a great way for you to get started. Now, let's break down the trade that I took. The trade, my entry was at 42.0150 and my exit was at 42.0750. So that gave me a 6-point move. If I was trading a regular E-minis, oh my God, that would have been a beautiful $1,200 profit. But since I had myself on a sim for most of the day and I didn't really want to risk any real money, I just wanted to play power hour and see if I could kind of spot a pivot or a turn in the activity that was going on in power hour, and take advantage of that really quickly and easily and just have a little bit of fun. So the points that I made on my long trade was 6 points. I had 4 contracts. So 4 contracts times 6 points equals 24 points in total. Now, the way you factor ticks, it can get a little confusing, but I broke it down here to make it just a little bit easier. So you would take the amount of points, divide that by 0.25, and that would give you the amount of ticks that your trade moved in or against you. So this trade moved 96 ticks in my favor. So again, 96 ticks times $1.25, that's per tick, equals $120 profit. And the way I figure it out, because ticks sometimes confuse me, I can't keep it straight in my head. I just simply go by points, and I take the number of contracts times the number of points. So 4 contracts times 6 points in my favor equals 24. 24 times $5 a point equals $120 profit. And that's a little tutorial on how micro E-minis work. I hope that was helpful. Now I'm going to go over my trade in TradingView and show you what I was looking for in order to take the trade. Okay, so here we are in TradingView, and I was watching this while I was looking at the 3000 volume chart in NinjaTrader. So like I mentioned today, volume was really low. I mean, look at this during market hours. This is kind of crazy. The volume is so low. It's like it's barely even registering. I have to make it like really big for you to see it, but whatever. So power hour is the last hour that the market is open. And what I was watching for in the beginning of power hour was I wanted to see if I noticed that we were, hovering in this 4204 area, and then we kind of took a move down. But my thesis was For power hour, normally the markets like to close at a certain level. So my thesis was that we were going to close at 42.12 or close to it. And what I was watching for was we had this move up that kind of started right around power hour. It's 2 p.m. for me. I'm on Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we have, this is a 1 minute chart, by the way, to make it easier to look at all the candles and see how they're really forming. And I'm going to show you how I spotted the turn. Okay, so what I noticed is I like looking for these wedge patterns. Al Brooks, who is an amazing price action trader, he is all about patterns and spotting wedges, spotting triangles, spotting how price is moving and shifting to understand what's going to come next. Like the candles, they're telling a story. So right here, I noticed that price was going into this wedge. We were holding this level, right? So we started out at 41.95 and we were at 41.96. So we were holding this level here. Price came down, but then we had a bullish candle here and a really bullish candle here. Now I wanted to see this next candle. I wanted to see it take out this bullish candle, meaning I wanted to see it, at least close above this candle, and then I would be interested in the trade. So it does that, but then it kind of has a little bit of a top heavy formation. It kind of looks a little bit like a shooting star, meaning that it's not so bullish because it got bought down. And then we see here that we have a strong bear candle right here. And this bear candle here, it's touching the 10 EMA. And now I am looking to see if we get a candle that basically takes out this bear candle, meaning that if we have a candle that's bigger in body and size than this bear candle, that means to me we have positive momentum. And you can see that's also associated with the volume that's coming in too. You can see that volume is pretty good as well. So we got this really big, nice bull candle. Then we got a doji. And then what I was looking for is if the next candle was at or above the doji, I was going to enter. So ideally what you would want to do after this type of move is you would want to wait to enter above the close of this candle. So I kind of did that here, where the close of this candle was 42.0150 and I entered 42.0150. And of course it's so easy to see what you would do now that all these candles have formed, but it's trying to catch like lightning in a bottle sometimes when you're watching these candles unfold and you're trying to make rapid fire decisions to figure out what you're going to do. So I went long here with my 4 contracts, and then I was holding. We had a little tiny move down. We had a retracement down to the 10 EMA where we're at 4200.75. Then we started moving up, right? We're holding, we're moving nicely. We are now at 42.0550, where we're about 4 points up. Now we're hitting a small retracement, going back down a little bit. So we're like 4 points up. Now we're like 2 points down, almost back to just 2 points up. And now here we start getting our moves, right? We've got these nice candles coming in. Look at this big bull candle coming in. This one was futzing around a little bit. I didn't really like how that looked, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tired. So I closed out my trade at 42.0750 for a nice little $120 profit. Okay, and this trade this trade took a total of 20 minutes. So $120, 20 minutes, not bad. If I was trading my 4 E-mini contracts, that would have been $1,200. And it just goes to show you that if you are patient, which is something that I am working on, if you're patient, you can figure out how to get your little piece of the pie and have trades that work in your favor. Okay, so here's the trade in real time. I apologize. My NinjaTrader was a little screwed up, so I couldn't really... I was trying to zoom in because my screen was so wonky. I'm in the trade right now. You'll see my 4 contracts. I had a take profit in 2 different levels, but I changed that. I just decided to close out of the trade because, like I said, I'm a little tired from being sick as well. So now you can see the trade kind of, it starts working in my favor. And as you can see right here where I entered, where the blue arrow is, that is above that last, that big nice bullish candle. So it's right above there. So it's a good entry point where the next candle has taken out the high of the previous candle. So that indicates that we could have possibly some continuation, but anything can happen, right? So now I'm up $1. I'm up 1 point in this trade. It's kind of thinking, it's going slow. And like I said, this is the 3000 volume chart. And you can see that these candles are really short and stubby, indicating there's not a lot of velocity behind these trades. Like, this is a day of balance where traders are agreeing to buy and sell after we had our big initial CPI move in right at the open. So now we have, I'm sorry, before the open, CPI was at an hour before the open. So now we have the trade. It's up about 2.75 points and it's working, and I'm just waiting. I mean, normally a trade like this would take not even 5 minutes to do, but this trade took over 20 minutes, and I've kind of like spliced it together and sped it up so I don't torture you with just watching the candles form. But I can provide some value and show you how I trade the micro S&P E-mini futures. All right, so now we're getting close to my first take profit target, and I decide I'm going to move it up, and I'm just going to basically sell both of them at the same time. I'm not going to fool around with taking profit at a partial profit. I'm just going to take the whole profit when I decide to take it. So right now I'm watching it, and you see here's the retracement coming, and we have these nice moves up, and right now I'm just kind of like waiting to figure out what these candles are going to do, because they're almost just petering out. Like, there is such low the velocity of the trades, the speed that these trades are happening are so slow, hence the tiny candles. So when you look at a volume chart, a candle prints per whatever volume increment you have set. So this is set to 3,000. So that means we need 3,000 trades to occur for a candle to print. It's not based on time like a regular time chart. So it could take 2 minutes for that bar to print, or it could take 2 seconds for it to print, just depending on the amount of trades coming in. But everything was so slow today. So that's why I was kind of like waiting to see what happened. So here you see from when I got into the trade, it was moving up really nicely in my favor. I figured out a way to kind of move my screen around a little bit. And then we had this retracement back to the 10 EMA right there. And then we went up to 4206.50. And we're kind of like futzing around a little bit. Where we are thinking, I call it the candles are breathing. They're deciding whether they want to take a push up or not. And if you're watching like these trades that I'm doing, so this is real time, and it's a good exercise to see how the candles form, because often the final move of the candle doesn't happen until the very end of the candle formation. So right now I am debating whether to close this out. So I've gotten tired, and I basically said to myself that I'm going to close it out at 6 points. So I'm just kind of waiting for this to go back and hit 6 points, and I'm out. So there's my trade. This is the profit. I did 2 smaller little scratch trades. So I ended up with actually $155 at the end of this. So this is how I trade the micro E-minis. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.